Hello and welcome to Bio 124. Pretty much I'm assuming most of you had me for Bio 123, so there's not a whole lot to cover, but we do need to do a welcome and cover the syllabus because we don't meet this week. Our class meets Mondays, every Monday with the exception of a bunch of Mondays, but we'll get there. And since this term starts on a Wednesday, we don't meet our very first week. So I'm doing this instead. So I'm going to walk you through a few things and yeah, there you go. All righty. So without further ado, I am going to show you the course. So here we go. This is what your course should look like. I have this set to view in student mode. So this is exactly what it should look like for you. This is pointing out that we do not meet until January 24th because of the way stuff is landing. And I'm going to cover that with the syllabus too. Need to make sure you're aware that this is a hybrid course. You have to keep up with your online material. It is not possible to pass without keeping up with your online material. So if you thought this was a full in-seat and you didn't have to do anything online, you need to either adjust or contact the office and request something. You might not need to take this, you might not want to take this course if you're not capable of doing the online work. However, let me point out, GMC does have the nice little computer room. So if it's just you don't have a computer, just schedule time to be in the computer room. If you look up here, we meet Mondays from 12:15 to 4:15. This means you should be able to come in early on Mondays and utilize that computer room beforehand. That's pretty much what I would do. And then I would utilize it after and then just, whatever. But anyway, hybrid course, you have to keep up with the online portion. Online attendance is mandatory. According to the GMC attendance policy, if you fail to come to class and you fail to do your online portion, you will be withdrawn. Online portion is shown by what is called a hybrid assignment. I will show you how these are labeled in just a moment. You have to do these. So please, please, please make sure to do them. Okay, now, right off the bat, there's a couple of things here that it says you need to do. You have the syllabus, then you have a proof of attendance quiz. We're going to cover the syllabus in just a moment. First, I'm going to talk about this proof of attendance quiz. Notice this says you must complete the quiz before January 14th at noon in order to remain in this class. You have to. Those are the rules. If you have not done this proof of attendance quiz by January 14th at noon, you will be listed as pretty much a no-show and you will be withdrawn from the course if I haven't heard from you. Please just get it done. It's not hard. It's just agreeing. It's letting us know that it's a hybrid, that you have to do your work. That's literally what it is. And the other thing is, if you scroll down here, notice you cannot access any of the week 1 material until you have done the proof of attendance quiz. So you have to do the quiz in order to access the material. You will notice everything is set up for the entire term and it tells you exactly what day they will open. They're not going to open early, but everything's ready. You have to do your proof of attendance quiz in order to open week 1. Okay, the one difference here is this video I'm currently making will be right around here. Maybe I'll make it up here. I'm not sure, but it'll be where you can see it right away. Now we are going to look over the syllabus. So to do that, I am going to switch to the syllabus because the syllabus, ta-da, is obviously a very important thing. And that should be the syllabus showing up there. Yes. Okay, so what we need to talk about with this syllabus. Some of it is just the same old, same old. Like we know this is General Bio 2, Bio 124. You have to have taken Bio 123 to to take Bio 124. This is the winter term 2022. Yay. I already told you we meet on Mondays from 12:15 to 4:15, and we are in room 3. By the way, 3 is my favorite number. Best way to contact me, email, shoot me an email. I also have a text that I give you, and you're welcome to text me when you need me. Don't call it, I won't answer it, but you will be able to text me there. However, it's the same text number that I use for 2 other universities and for a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other classes. So if you choose to text me, make sure to tell me that it's for GMC and for Bio 124. If you do that, we're golden. There you go. So this is telling you you have to have taken Bio 123. These are the objectives, the course content, what we're covering. You have books that are required. You do not need the laboratory manual in this course, mainly because we don't have the same kind of lab. So most of the really cool stuff in that laboratory manual, we actually cannot do in our lab. I have other labs planned for you. So you don't need the lab manual. You just need the book. And it's pretty much the same book you had in Bio 123. So you should already be ready for it. Accommodations, if you need any help, any assistance, you are supposed to be registered with the office. And at Stone Mountain, that would be Ms. Anderson, the director. So there you go. Going to have lecture, we're going to have lab, we're going to have quizzes, we're going to have exams, we're going to have a paper. So there you go. Breakdown of points. If you've had me before, you already know this. If you have not had me before, get ready to learn this. I use the point system. This means every single assignment has a point value. By the end of the term, I will have given you a guaranteed chance at 1,000 points. So a perfect score would be 1,000 points. I, however, have a few extra things built in case of oopses throughout the term. So technically, I will give you a chance at more than 1,000, but it's 1,000 guaranteed. What this means is if you have 900 points or higher, you have an A. And if you have 800 points to 899 points, you have a B. 700 to 799 points is a C. 650 to 699 is a D. And 649 and below is an F. So throughout the term, if you just keep track of your points, you will know how close you are to getting the grade you want. Say that you are perfectly content with having a B and you have earned 833 points. You have a B. Even if you 100% bomb the final, you still have your B because you've already earned the points you need. This is incentive to put your best foot forward and really, really try. Okay, let's see. Writing across the curriculum, you're going to have to write. This is our attendance stuff. If you miss more than 2 days, you're going to be withdrawn from the course on that 3rd absence. And if you miss more than 3 hybrid assignments, you will also be withdrawn because that's the attendance rules. Makeup exams and assignments, I do not do them. Do not ask. I'm not going to do it. Every assignment I give you is open for a week or more. You have more than enough time to do it. Any of the online exams are open for 4 days, just about. You have more than enough time to do everything. There is 0 reason to have not turned something in. If you come back with me on a Sunday night when it's due in order to tell me you don't have internet today, I will respond, you should have done it earlier in the week. I do not give extensions. I do not do makeup work. I do not accept it emailed in. You have to turn in your assignment in the location specified. Just to remind you, I do not accept late work. I want to make it clear. Okay, we use turnitin.com. Make sure that you're not plagiarizing. So please do not, don't do it. Please note the highlighted here of no food or drink is allowed. We are in a laboratory and we are during a pandemic with a new variant that is highly contagious. You don't need to be eating or drinking in the lab. It's gross. It's against the rules. It's not safe. You have no idea what has been on the tabletop, and you're touching things and then putting things in your mouth. You may as well lick the table. So don't do it. If you are like, oh, but I don't have any time, we do have a break. Wait until the break, eat and drink your stuff on the break outside of the room. That is the request and the rule. So please do that. This number 2 one, I really want to point this one out, is tacky. Okay, if you're sitting there looking on your phone and playing on your phone during class, it is tacky and it is disrespectful, and you are probably not going to do so well in the class, mainly because you will be missing most of the important material. So when we actually do meet in class, put the stuff away. There is no reason for anyone to call you during class if you're letting everybody know you are in class. You can put it on Do Not Disturb. My phone lives on Do Not Disturb. So I really don't want to hear it, and I really 100% do not want to see you on electronics while I'm talking to you. It's just, again, very rude, disrespectful, and tacky. So please stop it. Other part here, the main one that I want to point out is number 4. You're not allowed to have anything on your head in class. It's one of the GMC rules. It's a respectful thing. So you are not supposed to have a hat or a headscarf or anything that is not of religious reason. If you do have a head covering that is there for a religious purpose, we need to talk to Director Anderson about it to make sure that there's no misunderstandings. But if you're just like wearing a hoodie and you're putting the hood up, that counts as a hat. That's not allowed in the classroom. If you're wearing a ball cap, not allowed. Toboggan because your head's cold, or a beanie because your head's cold, not allowed. So just make sure you understand those are the rules at GMC. And finally, number 6. Yes, I know I skipped a couple, but you can read them. Number 6, be mindful of people who cannot handle strong smells. I happen to be one of them. If you feel you must wear cologne or perfume, the tiniest amount, please. And I mean like that. Don't spray it and like all over yourself and stuff like that. I have asthma. It triggers the asthma. It makes it harder for me to breathe. We've had students in the past who it would trigger legitimate migraines, which would then force the student to not be able to attend class. And that's not fair, that because somebody else sprayed a whole bunch of product on themselves, a student who wants to be in the class can't be because of too much smell. So I would prefer it if you did not wear perfume or cologne or body sprays or anything strong smelling. If you feel you have to, again, minimal, but I'd really rather you not. Okay. Again, we are still currently in a pandemic. We don't know what's happening. We will talk about this in class. I will totally talk about the Omicron variant, which is a lot more contagious, but not nearly as severe. I just read this morning, it does not attack the lungs. So yay, I'm very happy about that. Constantly different rules are popping up here and there. Just be courteous. It's not bullcrap. It's real. This is a science class. We're going to cover it like a science class. We will talk about it in class because this is science. This is truly there. It's not a political issue. It is not fear mongering. It is none of that other crap. It is legitimately a science topic. So we will be talking about it in class because it is science. Whether or not we are in a pandemic is not an opinion. It is a fact. So we will discuss it as it being a fact. Now, if you know or find out you have been exposed, you might be contagious, any of these types of things, you do need to let us know. If you're feeling sick, and it's mostly going to be nose and throat is what Omicron is. Delta still hits everything else, and that's still out there too. So keep an eye out. Be careful, be courteous. If you're sick, contact me. Make sure to alert me and the school as early as you possibly can so we know you're not just using it as an excuse because you woke up late. Let me know if something comes up so then we can adjust and figure out how to keep you on track while you're sick. but please do not come sick, please. If you're running a fever, but everything else feels fine, fever is not good. Fever means that you are contagious. So please stay home in that instance, but contact us. The communication is the biggest part here. Okay. All right. Here you go. I want to make sure everybody notices this big thing. All assignments close 10 p.m. on Sunday. Other than the very last week, week 9, every other week, absolutely everything closes at 10 p.m. on Sunday. Not any other time, 10 p.m. on Sunday. I am stressing this because somewhere along the way throughout the term, somebody will contact me and say that they thought it was due at midnight or something like that. So I want to make it clear, 10 p.m. Sunday. Now, this is how your points come. You're going to have 4 exams total, exam 1, 2, 3, and then a final exam is 4. You have lab grades. They are 15 points per lab. You have some online lecture assignments. These will be hybrid grades. Anytime we do not meet in person, you will have a lecture assignment due. That means this week there will be a lecture assignment. So there will be a lecture that you are expected to view and pay attention to, and I will tell you specifically something to write about. You do that and turn it in, that counts as your attendance for our missed class. This is a way that with the number of times we do not meet this term, you still get to keep active, engaged. I think engaged is the right word. Each of these are worth 45 points. That is huge. So please take them seriously. Then we have lab. It says home/classwork, 45 points. This has to do with a certain lab we're going to do that counts double. We'll get into that when we get closer to that in the term. We have an ethics writing assignment, because remember, we do have that writing across the curriculum. There is a small paper I will have you write. It will be opinion-based, and I will tell you exactly what I want when we get there. That's 25 points. Every single week, there is a weekly writing assignment. I believe it's called Critical Thinking Weekly Writing. Notice in the name, it says weekly writing. This means there will be one every single week. Each of these are worth 10 points. So, 15 points. I skipped to the quiz. It's worth 15 points each. And notice these are also hybrid grades. So if you miss too many of these because you just didn't feel like doing them, you will be ejected from the course. So please make sure to do your weekly writing. And then finally, there is a weekly quiz. Each quiz is worth 10 points. There is a quiz at the end of weeks 1 through 8 every single week. The only week there is not a quiz is week 9. So make sure you're ready for those quizzes. So for the entire term, total of 1,000 points. And I'm going to talk more about the weekly quiz in another one. This is more for just covering syllabus. Okay, here you go. Here is our schedule. Notice I put down each week, and the date on each of these is the Monday for when we would normally meet. Please note, week 1, it says no in-person class on Monday, all online. That means everything you do has to be online. I also specified in there that there's a lecture assignment that is required. If you notice under the lab area, some of these labs have a V in parentheses. That means it is a virtual lab. You do this on the computer or on your own following instructions, and then you're turning it in online. If it does not have a V next to it, then that is something we do in person. We kind of mix it up because there's a lot to cover. Week 2, we do not meet again because of MLK Day. So week 2, yet again, it's all online, and you have a lecture assignment required, and you have your first exam. So exam 1 will open at the end of week 2, and you will be doing this exam online. Then we have week 3 and 4, we actually meet, yay. Week 5, again, no in-person class, everything's online. You have a lecture assignment again, and you have exam 2. This exam will also be online. Then you have week 6, and on week 7, we don't meet again because of President's Day. So us having a Monday course is a little this term, but we can do it. So week 7, we don't meet in person, but you will again have a lecture assignment required. And then week 8, you have your last exam that will also be online. And then on week 9, March 7th, we will have the cumulative final. This final exam is in person. It is in class. You have to come to class that last day, March 7th, unless you already have the grade you want. If you don't come to class that day to take your final, then you just miss out on the final. So there you go. So this is our syllabus. Now, that's the main stuff. Actually, I think I'm going to do one more thing. Okay, we are now going to go back to the class. Here we go. We are back to the class here. And I am going to stop it being a student view so then you can see something. All right. So when we get to week 1, you will see there will, well, I'm going to move those videos just so you know, because I think those need to be before you do the proof of attendance quiz. So those are going to be moved. It's going to start with week 1 details. If you start with the week 1 details folder or file, it's going to show you what to expect for the week. So when you click on it, it's letting you know we're not meeting. It's telling you the chapters you're supposed to do, telling you about the video presentation. And this is specifying about your quizzes. I told you before you have a weekly quiz every single week. What I want you to remember and note is that you get 3 tries for the quiz, but you get the average of those 3. So if you just open it up in order to see the questions and you don't answer it, you just like click A on all of them and you don't do well, it's going to be impossible to get 100 on the quiz because the low grade will get averaged in. If you take the time and prepare and you do this quiz well, you don't have to redo it. You don't have to do it 3 times, but you cannot do it more than 3 times. And again, it gives you the average score. So say that you got, and I'm doing this for easy math, if you got a 50 the first time and you got a 100 the second time and you stopped there, your average would be a 75 because that is in between 50 and 100. So be careful. Now, you will also always see a recap of everything you're supposed to do for the week and then tells you optional. The optional is down here. Underneath, notice this, do Sunday night, all of these tell you you have to do it. Then here, for practice, extra 1. This is an extra quiz. Anyone who's had me previously knows about these, and they can be very overwhelming because of the amount of material. What I did is I just took all of the questions from the question bank pretty much and put them into this extra quiz. So all the chapters we cover this week will be in there. It might be 70 questions. It might be 250 questions. I don't know. It all depends. So it can be overwhelming. However, you can come back to it as many times as you want. There is no time limit. They just simply close at the end of the week. When you do these, it is straight up extra credit. All of the questions, however, that are on, all the questions that are on the quiz 1 are in extra 1. So if you start with the extra 1 to just kind of test yourself, you are learning the material you need for the actual quiz so you can get a better grade. So doing the extra quizzes, very helpful to you, but they are optional. So if you don't want to do them, you don't have to. Let's see. The way this works out, these are the labs. We have the lab video and then a quiz that you have to do after you watch the video. Then this is a video telling you how to do the embryology lab and the speciation lab. you need to follow directions. Every time you open one of these things, there's going to be a bunch of words. Look at this, new tours. This one, you open it up and it says read the attached file. So you have to click this and read the file. Then you explain stuff here. So the most important thing when doing any of these is to actually read the words that I have there. So I guess that's pretty much the welcome video and the syllabus video all rolled into one. And that should get you set up. Make sure to view the lecture assignment video in week 1 after you've done the proof of attendance quiz. That way you can do your lecture assignment and keep everything on track. And again, don't forget, feel free to contact me if you need anything. Give me plenty of notice if something's wrong. If you notice something's wrong online, send me a message, let me know. I do not live in my computer and I do not always have my phone on me, so it might take me a few hours to respond. Just give me the time, I will get there. I do respond pretty quickly. Some days you'll be shocked at how fast I answer, but some days I might need a few hours. So yeah, that's it. So I look forward to meeting you guys in person, and I guess that's it. Peace out.